Hi YouTube, how are you doing? I'm okay. I'm gonna talk about a few things I don't know, maybe you're not aware of. Um, First today, Trump will be the first ever president to go and see a Super Bowl. There's some um, journalists that believe that it could be a FF situation, that something could happen there, like maybe Project Bluebeam or different things. Um, I believe something is already happening during the Super Bowl. It said that there's the word Hebrew is trafficking happening, and I mean, people know if they've had family missing, so I'm not going to debate anything with anybody. I'm just reporting what I know and maybe filling you in on a few things you don't know, and some of these you've probably heard, and your perspective of it would probably depend on what you've personally lived through, or people that you know might have lived through different things. So I'm just telling you what I know. Um, he gave the key to our White House to Bibi Yahoo and his wife over in Israel. I don't approve of murderers being in bed with our president. Or he says he's our president. Well, he's going over and taking over the Gaza Strip and going to build over there as they find another place for the Palestinians. Hmm. So part of the USA is going to be Gaza? Huh? No, thank you. We have our own deserts. We don't need somebody else's. Uh, why isn't Trump going in there and rebuilding for the Palestinians and making sure the Jewish people of America that want to move over to Gaza move where you were going to put the Palestinians? There's a plan. Leave the people that are there alone, that were born there alone, and find someplace else for your families. Because no, you're not welcome in America. And if you're a USA citizen and you want dual citizenship, I don't approve of that. Get the hell out of here. You're treasonous. Fuck off. We don't want you here. Make up your mind. Who do you support? I support the whole world, but I'm not going to back a murderer, a known murderer that is wanted for war crimes, Netanyahu, and everybody's like, oh, Trump's my savior. Yeah, sure he is. So also he wants to buy the Panama Canal. There's a city down there that they found under the ocean, and so it isn't so the Panama Canal can be used. And Evergreen Shipping, that was uh, owned by Hillary Clinton. This must have been about 4, 5, oh, let me see, 6 years ago now, maybe. There were evergreen shipping containers that were, people were rescued out of them. Some of them only had like a 5-gallon bucket to go to the bathroom in, and there was no food or water, and not all of them were alive, and there was all ages and races of people in there. These are all true. You can fact check me. So just a minute. So, I'm pissed. We want to join with this one, join with that one. How about we stay in the United States and make it go around like we always could and leave everybody alone? How about that? How about if we take the Chinese that you let buy land and get them the fuck out of here unless they want to become a citizen? I mean, truly a citizen. Otherwise, get out. If your allegiance isn't to the United States, you have no business in here. You have no business taking what is the United States people's assets and working with them in another country. And if you're personally working in that other country with your funds, stay there. I'm good with that. I don't consent to any of this shit. Israel's been known to be the biggest child traffickers on the planet. And Trump's going right up above those tunnels and building. And he sits there with his big, bloated self. It's disgusting. And people don't think these things are true. That's just it. You just don't believe it's real. Would you believe me if I told you I was sold twice? Probably not, right? And you probably wouldn't care anyway because it's not you. So, yeah. Fucking Trump. I knew this, and I tried to say something about this Gaza thing this morning to the old Trump supporter. I said, no matter what I say, you're going to patronize that orange thing, so whatever. There's nothing I can do about it except not consent. And if they do that above, I mean, they're murderous freaks. And I detest them, all of them. Every government official, if I had my way, would be incarcerated right this second. All of DC gone. But everybody's too afraid to just wing it out on this planet like human beings were meant to do, right? That's the problem. Everybody's so comfortable with this murderous. God. Oh, I can't believe people support this shit. They can hear it and they're just like, they can even believe it and they're still backing it. It's unbelievable. Fighting somebody else's wars. We're always in somebody else's business. Just like England, just like a few other of them. Always have to fight and take over and, you know, like they're saying on the Gaza Strip, you know what the Israelites say? You shoot a pregnant Palestinian woman, you got two for one bullet. And you people of the United States, you're supporting this shit? Yeah, whatever. And you think I'm lying to you about any of this? That it isn't true. And what can anybody do about it? Well, you better make people aware of these things, what's happening with the Catholic Church and the Noahide laws and all the things that they're legalizing concerning who they call peasants and animals. They murder, but they call you an animal. Isn't that incredible? They support people that buy children to do unspeakable things to them until they get what they're called aged out. And then they find another one. And this is what's being supported. Yeah. If you were like me, you'd be fucking pissed, livid. because this is the facts of what's going on in Gaza and Israel and quite a few other places. It's been going on for hundreds of years. There's been people, there's even groups of bikers that have gone in and rescued kids out of tunnels and stuff. There's a channel that got taken down. He's got other channels now. Call for an Uprising that was responsible for saving children and tried to make people aware of the McMartin stuff and all the rest of the stuff with the preschool, and it was all swept right under the rugs in their code for a little boy or children is pizza and hot dogs when they're talking in their emails. So after that, all we saw around was, oh, pizzas, slices of pizza to show their patronage for the predation of children, sticking it in our faces every day. Yeah, it's disturbing. That's some sick, psychotic shit. These monsters are not human at all. They can't be. There's no way they could be. There's no way a human being could trade money and a lavish lifestyle. I had it offered to me. When I first moved up here, they even tried to offer me my own island. And I'm a water bug. I had my lake home burned down. So they knew that would be appealing to me, but it didn't work, you know. So when I say I walked away from an inheritance because of this shit, do you think it's a joke? You think that, or what? I wasn't loved and they really didn't offer me an island? Yeah, right. Without buildings, a house, everything. I like a 2.5 acre island with 5 buildings on it, you know? It's like, no, thanks anyway. You know, or another one. We can find you another one, you know. I'm like, with a little more land, or just kept talking. It's like, you can't bribe me into your shit. You can't do anything to me. Who believes in telekinetics? Telekinesis. Moving matter with thought. That's something CERN can't do. See, a thought is before even a split second. It's there before. There's no mechanical device on this planet that can get ahead of pure energy. But they keep playing like they can. What's incredible is their stupidity, and super incredible that they're still alive with people that feel like I do out here, because I can't believe that. I suppose they were hiding well. But when I started figuring out what these people were like and how selfish, and I mean, everything nasty about them that could be said, I mean, they're insecure. If you get one of them one on one, you could rip them to shreds. I mean, if they believe in greed over the lives of humans, yeah. But then I'm sure plenty of us out here would trade um, the life of somebody else's child for ours, right? That's the type of decisions they're making. But it's not their children, it's yours or mine. If you go against the dark cabal. You'll make an impact. Don't think you don't. That's the thing. They think everybody's just going to sit back and be passive on this supposed takeover of the United States by Israel. I'm saying I don't consent. Give our key back. The United States people did not consent to be in bed with the murderous Israel. Trump did that. I can't stand them bloated motherfuckers. Can't stand it. How can people just sit there and listen to this shit? Listen to people like Klaus Schwab sit there and say, you're peasants and you'll eat the bugs and all. What do you think? It's a joke? I have videos on bugs have bugs. I showed you the documentation of how these mealworms and these crickets, even if they're heated up, do not lose the bacterium that create bugs inside you, like tapeworms and other stuff. And they're putting this mealworm and cricket product in almost every single snack food or anything processed for sure. But bugs have bugs. So what they're doing to the people isn't even a joke. And when we say detox, you better take it serious. You know, I detox different ways. Um, I have a standby. It's a 2-part um, citric acid and hydrochloride. So part A and B, you can look it up on the web and find it. It's pretty decent. And there's other natural ways too, but I've got a video with a detox recipe that Doug used, and he dropped 80 pounds like in 6 months. So, yeah. Yeah, he's smart about stuff like that, but he sure doesn't care that the people in Gaza are not only displaced, but the United States is going to be over there calling itself the United States in Israel. Fuck off. Fuck off. I thought as the United States, I really thought that we were independent of warring nations like that and that we actually had our shit together as human beings. But I found out that that's not the case. Of course, they have their agendas that I always knew about. That's why I hate them. It's all about greed. It boils down, they'll murder for gains, monetary gains, and kidnap, and lie, and trick, and poison to weaken everybody. Is everybody so medicated from the toxins that they don't have a backbone left? I can't be all alone out here just pissed off about this, am I? I mean, even if you weren't abused like that, don't you care about anybody else? Really? Could you see a little baby having horrible things done to it, no matter who it is, and not do something about it? Oh, that's what everybody's doing. You're not doing anything about it. You're not talking about it. You don't care about it. You're not telling other people about it at all. Most people aren't. It's just like Lady Babylon, Almond Hillman. He's accused of having a bad attitude towards the Catholic Church. You think? Yeah, I wonder why that would be. Look up the red shoes and what that's all about. And the Noahide laws make the connections. And you wonder why people are pissed off. Then the only thing they got on him when it really boils down to it, otherwise he'd be in prison, is, oh, he's making videos in his kitchen. Well, welcome to hell, motherfucker, because the minute you go up against people, they're going to make your life miserable. And that's what they do because they all serve that dark force in one way or another, either by being spineless or uneducated to what's going on. One reason or another, you know. Ugh, disgusting. I was gonna wear my Taz shirt today, but I threw it in the washer. I wanted to wash it before I put it on. So another day. Was gonna put on some cargo pants, and I should put my combat boots on with them too. I have some. Just in case. No, they're for hiking, actually. But I am prepared nonetheless. You know, just in case you were wondering. You know, I used to have Chinese stars, but then I found out they were illegal, so I gave them to somebody, and they weren't really worried. Or maybe they lived in a state where they were legal. That could be. But yeah, when I had them, they weren't legal. So, mm. I had a grenade too, and I had a few cases of dynamite. And yeah, I've lived an exciting life. You know, I didn't actually have the dynamite on me. I had access to it. You know, I considered a few things. Like right now, well, I could develop something with stuff I have around here. And there's a road that comes down the hill by our creek. And if we blew a hole right there, that would cut that road off completely. And there'd really be, well, there's only one way in our place, unless you just about want to kill yourself trying to get into it. So, but if we blew that up, it'd turn, the lake would connect to the creek and my place wouldn't be accessible. And that could happen. In fact, I could do that with a board across the culvert. I wouldn't have to blow up anything. I could just wait till spring and it would never be the same. So I'm just thinking of engineering things. Speaking of that, Monograph was live last night and I forgot. And he's going to put out a video like he did before. He's got a city in a suitcase. He can power a whole city with um, a device that he made in a suitcase. And he um, developed that, oh, maybe, I think it might have been about 7 years ago he showed it to us. Might have been even before that. I think Monty's channel, he's been on here since 2006. So he's an old timer. But yeah, he's going to be redoing that video for everybody. Just like I was telling people about Gerald Moran on here. He's got it's like a coil, like a giant coil from your car that takes the electricity from a voltage regulator into the coil into your or from your battery into your motor. Um, it's like a giant coil with perpetual motion. So you have a starter, and once you get that coil ignited with that perpetual motion, it has ongoing energy. So you start it once, set it and forget it. That type of thing. That can power large areas of people for free. The FBI raided Gerald Moran and took his equipment, which was worth about 20 grand. That doesn't even scratch the surface. I don't know what else happened. He got thrown in prison for a while. While he was in there, he developed his mechanism even more fine tuned and has been trying to get it patented for everybody. I talk to people about this. Nobody seems to take it serious and they just ignore it. You know, it's like, I just don't understand. Don't you want free energy? It's possible, but nobody's talking about it or sharing the information, or it's like, huh, la la, just another day at the Super Bowl. Super Bowl snacks, baby, all day long. Oh, anyway, so when Monograph puts that suitcase, City in a Suitcase out again, and it's over on his channel some time back. I think he shared it too a couple years ago, but um, I'll put it through for sure when he does. So, because with the right equipment and a little bit of engineering knowledge, you can build your own. And if you don't have the engineering knowledge, you can learn it. I always feel my dad told me I could do anything I put my mind to. Masons didn't like that, did you? But yeah, people, yeah, some people's children. Anyway, but yeah, people have the ability to learn a lot of things if they just decide they want to, you know, or if you have to. I learned about cars. I did not want to. Well, my first car, I wanted to build it. I did. It was a 68 Ford Fairlane. I made the lightest color of yellow and put some pearl in there. So it was beautiful. Um, anyway, chrome Kragers on it. And, nice looking car. But anyway, so but then I learned more about the mechanical stuff than I ever thought I would. And thing is, I had the best teacher in the world, you know. So, I mean, I knew a lot before I met Doug, but now there's men that won't even talk to me about cars because they don't want to know that I know more than them, you know. And when I went to take the Air Force test, they said I was like officer material for electronics and um, mechanics. Plus, I had knowledge, scientifical knowledge, scientifical. There's a good word. Yeah, that made it sound important. But yeah, I've got my science down pat, you know. Yeah. So, it's really weird this morning after I brushed my teeth. I could feel electricity in my mouth with my tongue. And people don't really realize, you know, being a thyroidal being with three parts of different things inside you spiritually. Um, what you can do with just that information, if you pay due respect to all participants. That's the only way it can be done, and there's so many people that are ego-driven that they'll never get there because they won't gather that for themselves. It's always going to be one or the other in their little brains, so be it. Well, I'm going to get this uploaded because I know there's about to be a big bunch of noise. So I appreciate you joining me. Have a really beautiful night or day wherever you're at. Um, you got to let people know that we do not want to be allies with murderous Israel. I don't. Okay. Peace for whatever it's worth.